against Brentford. The good news is he'll get Harry Maguire back. He's available after suspension. And I think we saw maybe not as much in that game at Stamford Bridge last weekend, but the Monday before that, their defeat to Leeds at Old Trafford, really the big miss Harry Maguire was in both boxes. Really, I think the feeling was with him on the pitch, maybe they would have had a much better performance in that game in particular. But look, he's back available. Not as good news with Lenny Euro, though. He wasn't in training this morning. Michael Carrick telling us that he's hopeful, though, he could be involved on...
And that was probably one of the best clubs in the world, and not just club, but team also, because you guys were winning year after year. And when you come to a club like this, you feel that you want to do the same, you want to win. Even knowing that when I came, I knew the club was not in the best place already, but when you come to United, you always think that I'm going to be closer to win trophies and to achieve what I want to achieve. Obviously, it has not been like that. I've achieved some things, but not as many as I wanted and as many as the club wanted. But for me, it's just about playing football. You know, I just enjoy to play, and I know that in this club you have a lot of things surrounding and a lot of people talking about. But this is the price you have to pay to play in a big club. And if you want to be part of a club like this, you need to be aware that it's going to be a lot of things that you have to deal with. And for me, to be honest, you like when people speak well about you. You don't like it as much when they say bad things about you, but you have to deal that in the same way. So for me, it's about that.
I think you're in the best form you've been in for Manchester United, and it is a joy watching you play. And the best thing I like about you is you take a risk. You're not scared to give the ball away. I think that's a big skill to have.
I think the position where I can give more to the team is probably as a 10, because obviously I don't think in the years I've been here we didn't have a lot of players that could play as a 10 to create, to take that risk, not have that fear of like losing the ball or whatever. And when I first came, we had Juan, and he was amazing, but he was playing more towards the right side than as a 10. But then I never had the chance of playing deeper with someone as a 10 that would be the guy that would create. And that's what made me probably be more the 10 here, because when I was at Sporting, I always rotate between the 10 and the 8. But obviously, when you're at Sporting and in Portugal, the difference between the big clubs and the rest of the league is massive. So most of the teams, you control the games. And obviously, the manager, he made me play as an 8 when we had home games against teams where he thought would be much easier to control the game. And then when we played the big games and he wanted someone up the pitch to create more, and when spaces will be tighter and the game will be more difficult, would have played me there and probably give someone that would give more control defensively. But I think, for me, I don't know if it's the best form in my career or whatever, but I'm enjoying playing, and obviously numbers are coming up, and obviously as a 10 you want to assist the other ones. I think obviously the best thing in football is scoring a goal. For the position I play and for the way we want to play and the way we set, and with the players I have up front, serving them and giving them the passes is something that I really enjoy.
Well, you lead the team, don't you? And what I love about what you're doing, consistently you're in the team, you play, you very rarely come out the team. And have you played through big injuries? Yeah,
I've played some with, obviously, I didn't have, let's say, massive injuries, but I think around 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I had an injury against Brighton in the semi-final of Carabao Cup or FA Cup, I don't remember exactly which one was, and I had just had my foot properly blowed, and I had the plant of my foot all bruised, and I couldn't walk. And still there, I was like, we were going through a period where we could get the Champions League spots. We were in the final of the Carabao Cup or FA Cup, one of them too. And I just said, like, I'm going to play through this. And just because, it's not because I want to show that I'm stronger than the other ones or whatever, just I enjoy playing football. If there's something that I really can't play, okay. But I feel that pain is something that during the games you can kind of forget it. If you go with the emotion of the game, I don't really think about it, because if I have the manager that says to me, like, no, stay calm, stay on your side, it's fine, you rest 2 games, I will be doing that. But if I have the manager on the other side saying, no, we need you, just make an effort, try it. And I played against Tottenham with my foot all blown up, and I had pain everywhere. They put a strapping on me. I hate playing with strappings. I never played with strappings. I hate having things on my feet. I feel it. I don't know, I feel strange.
Like a cramp?
Yeah, I got into the warm-up. I came out of the warm-up, I took the strap, and the guy that has just done the strap, he was there like for 15 minutes trying to make it the best way as possible. I said, I'm sorry, but I can't. I just play with this, and then whatever has to happen will happen.
Yeah, well, it's interesting there when you said about if the manager says you don't play. So I would have, I think I was a nightmare because I used to go to the manager and be like, listen, I ain't playing.
No,
Regardless, I'm playing, I'm not sitting out. I think it caused problems between the doctor, the physios, and the manager and stuff. But you study the game, don't you? I can see.
But
just see how you're talking.
I just like, for me, as you said, like I had some fights. Obviously, when Ruben was here and I had my hamstring injury, it was my first time, so I was a little bit also scared about like, what could this be? Because, you know, like then the doctors, when they speak to you, they kind of scare you like, oh my God, this. And I was like, no, I'm fine. Because even at Villa, I got injured and half time I wanted to come, like I said, I can carry on. That's fine. Because we didn't have many players on the bench also. It was a time where we were struggling. I think we had players away in AFCON and then some players injured. And I said, no, I played through, it's fine. And then Ruben was like, no, you can't play because then we're going to lose you for more time. And I was like, no, let me go. And if I can't make it, he said, no, I'm making the sub. Then I came, I had the scan, they said, like, you need to be out. Then I wanted to play Leeds away. And they said, no, you can't play. I said, no, I'm okay for 20 minutes. And then I was like going to the manager, saying one thing, then going to the doctor, saying another thing. I was trying to fix something in the way that the bubble could go around. And I was like, I'm going to get at least 20 minutes in the end of the game. But I couldn't make it. But at least then Burnley, when Fletch was here, he told me it's 60 minutes and I have to take you off. I said, no, if we're not winning, don't take me off. And
that's
he was
brave, isn't it?
Yeah,
for Fletch coming in for
he was like
2 games.
He was like, Bruno, please, I have to take you off. Don't. I said, like, no, come, if we're not winning, just leave me on the pitch. And half time we were, I think, 1-1, and or 1-1 or losing 1-0 probably. And I said, we were losing 1-0. And then second half, we scored 2 quick goals. Sesko scored the double. And Fletch looked at me. It was around 58 minutes. And he looked at me and I was like, yeah, okay. I didn't want to make things difficult for Fletch of coming in 2 games. And if I get injured again, people will get on him.
He would have done to you.
You would get the blame and everything. So I was like, okay, I come out. And as soon as I come out, I said, bro, I had to take you off. Sorry, I wanted to keep you on the pitch, but I had to take you off.
Growing up as a child, and then if you were to fast forward and said to yourself, 20 years time, 15 years time, I'm going to be captain of Manchester United. Would you ever have dreamt that you would have that opportunity? No, I said that this many times. I've dreamed about playing for the club. You know, I wanted to. Obviously, dreaming, you're allowed to dream everything you want. But I never thought. Obviously, as I said before, I saw you guys playing so many times, and I was following the club for so long. But I never thought about being captain of the club. For me, just coming to the club was already a dream come true, a privilege. You know, playing for the club and playing for so long, because you know, staying at this club for so long is not for everyone. And you guys have done it for so many years and winning so many things, and that was the thing in my head. You know, coming to this club, stay there, winning trophies, being one of the players that will be there for the good moments and trying to build the club into glory again. But is a thing that you don't even dream about. And the privilege and the honor for me to be the captain of the club. And when the chance came, obviously, was not in the best way, because obviously Harry was at the club and he's not leaving the club, and they have to choose another one. So was kind of a tricky one for me, but had a conversation with Harry, and so that made me feel much better on the way, like, okay, I need to deal with this. I know that I have his support on terms of like, okay, it was my time. They decided that it's not anymore, and then we go forward with this. And I think that helped me a lot from his side, having him on my side. Like, he was the first one to talk with me when he knew that I would be the captain. So that was a very good sign for me that he accepted. Obviously, you never accept it too well, but in some way he accepted that I would be the captain, and he was there to help me, and he did, to be honest. But as I said before, I never thought or dreamed about being the captain of the club. I just wanted to play for it. Michael Carrick, since he's come in, how's he been? Because I was in Barbados with him the week before. Yeah, I know. So we were on the beach and we're having a beer, we're chilling, and then all of a sudden he's manager of Manchester United, and I actually was thinking about it, and I was thinking, do you know what? I think this is a really good fit. This works. It feels right. And then obviously he came doing well. He came in, and I think I've knew him from the time of Ole. Obviously not as a manager. That he had 3 games as a manager, and you could think already that there was something more than an assistant manager, or someone that could be
more than just an assistant manager. And I think that 3 games showed that, because the way he prepared the game, the way he spoke to us in the games against, I think was Arsenal, Chelsea and Villarreal. You could kind of understand that he was prepared for the moment. He was like, I think he was with Jose before and then with Ole, if I'm not mistaken. And you could see that there was already someone that was ready for the next step and not just to be behind someone else. And then when he came in, I think he came with the energy that the team needed, with a lot of positive energy, good things to say, very nice words in terms of not just nice words of good words, but nice words in terms of like when he's needed something stronger, when he's needed something softer, when he's needed something to bring the team